Hello, my name's Casey Visser. I'm the Artistic Director at Billings Studio Theater. It's my pleasure to welcome you to Spotlight on Arts and Culture. This program is made possible by Billings cultural partners and Community 7 Television. With me today are two amazing humans who are part of our upcoming holiday production of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Director Brianna West and actress who plays the narrator, Brittany Jacobsen. We'll get to them in just a minute. First, some announcements. Tickets are on sale for everyone for Joseph, which opens November 22nd and closes on December the 15th. Please call the box office at 248-1141. Come into the box office or buy tickets online at our website, billingsstudiotheater.com. Tickets are going fast, so please don't hesitate to grab your tickets. Some different things with this production. Because of how the calendar fell this year, we're opening the weekend before Thanksgiving, but we'll be off the weekend of Thanksgiving. We'll then resume shows on December the 5th. Also, we're running Saturday matinees for Joseph, and not evening shows on Saturdays. So Saturday showtime will be 2 p.m., just like our Sunday shows. We got feedback last year that folks were interested in more matinees, but we obviously have so many Sundays we can do, so we decided on Saturdays. Also, we'll be raffling off 2 amazing gift baskets, one for kids, one for adults, both filled with wonderful items. Raffle tickets can be purchased in our lobby before the show and at intermission. And our next show after Joseph goes up in January, and it is Alice in Wonderland Jr. It's our growing stage players production for the year. We're going to talk more about that in an upcoming episode. Lastly, our holiday sampler ticket pack will be on sale November the 19th. Now this gives you 4 admissions for $75 and can be used in the new year. So sorry, can't be used for Joseph, but any of our shows after the first of the year. We have auditions coming up for Halfway There and May We All, so please check our website or inquire at the box office for more information there. That's a lot. We got that all covered. So now it is my pleasure to welcome our 2 talented guests. So, Brianna, we'll start with you. Tell me a little bit about yourself and what drew you to this project. Why did you want to direct it?
Yeah. I'm the director of this wonderful musical. I guess what really drew me to it is in 2006, this was actually my first show that I was in at Billings Studio Theater. I was one of the kids running around on stage up there, and that really sparked my love of theater, and I continued doing it ever since. So having this show come back around, almost 20 years later,
right,
was really like a full circle moment. And so putting in for director, there was no question. I was like, yeah, gotta get on this.
Mine is so similar.
Is it really?
I say?
Yeah, Brittany, why did you try out for this thing?
Over 20 years ago was the last time I was on stage because career in children took over and I just couldn't fit it in. And it was Joseph as the narrator. So when I saw the auditions, and my youngest is now 10, I thought this is full circle. It just felt right. Like I was like, now I'm coming back.
That's good.
That's awesome.
So it's so similar.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of community theater too. You can revisit things. We'll talk about your kids, I'm sure, in just a minute. But you can do stuff with your kids. Okay, for those unfamiliar, could you please give a non-spoiler synopsis of this musical? And I'm sure most people are familiar, but whoever wants to grab this one, tell us about Joseph.
I'll go ahead and start. So Joseph is about Joseph. He has 11 brothers and his father, Jacob. They are farmers, herdsmen, shepherds in the land of Canaan. And so it goes through kind of who they are. Joseph is kind of a disliked brother among the 12, and so the brothers plot and kind of do away with him. And it follows him on his journey of where he goes, how he ends up in Egypt. And there's actually another full circle moment in the show of he comes back and finds his brothers again, but...
Don't give too much away.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
There's some circumstances.
We'll see what happens. Okay.
Yeah.
And Brittany, tell us about your character of the narrator. How does she fit into this overall kind of story?
So I am telling the story as everyone is acting it out.
Right.
And it's the Bible story, and
Right.
There's a lot of interaction with the kids' crew.
So there's a kids crew. You're kind of
yes,
good.
and so I start by telling the kids about this dream, and it could be you,
Right.
and then invite them to come
Into
be a
the story,
part
right.
of the story.
Right now, there's no dialogue really, or very little dialogue. So
It's all music.
all music and choreo. Yay.
So
Yay.
fun.
So are any of the kids particularly special to you in the children's
Well,
chorus?
They're all amazing. Actually, they're
Of course.
they are so cute.
Yeah, they are. They're
But
adorable.
my two youngest get to be in the show with me, and that's so exciting because my family's actually never seen me on stage. Isn't that crazy? It was such a huge part of my life, and they haven't seen me on stage. And so it's extra special. The big kids get to come watch, and
Right.
then the two youngest get to be on stage with
yeah.
me. It's very exciting.
That's amazing. Good.
Yeah, I'm excited for them to get to feel what that is like, because this is their first time ever on stage.
Right?
And you know how amazing it is with a live audience and just the
Right.
whole atmosphere. So
Yeah.
Right.
I'm very excited for them to get to experience that.
That's great. Brianna, start with you again. What scared you the most when you started this?
I think probably the size of the production overall.
Right.
We have about 40 people in the cast,
Wow.
and that's including the kids.
Right.
11 kids in total, so just wrangling them is a lot. They're all great though.
Right.
And then we have a big production crew that's really backing me up. I couldn't do this alone. without
Right. And
them.
we'll talk about them in a little bit, but just the overall size of this, right?
Yeah. It's kind of daunting because, it's all music and it just keeps going. It's a
Right.
very fluid story.
Right.
So, yeah.
Brittany, how about you? I mean, you said you'd performed the role before. What's different this time? Are the nerves still there, or?
Yes, but as I've gotten older, I realize it's harder to walk and talk at the same time.
Right.
So the blocking and singing and keeping it all together,
Right.
it's a good challenge.
And the narrator sings a variety of different types of music.
Yes.
Has that been difficult or challenging, or?
I love it.
Good.
I love it. I get some belting moments. I get some
Right.
low moments. And
Some of it's jazzy, some
yes,
of it's,
yes, it's all over. It's great.
Yeah. And I'm sure most of our viewers out there have heard the music, but it is wonderful. And Andrew Lloyd Webber and the styles are all over the place, which is
Yeah.
great. All right, ladies, what do you feel is going well at this point? We're about 3 weeks from opening as we tape this. What's going well? Do you want to start, Brittany?
Sure. I think the cast working together, the cohesiveness, don't you think everyone just gets along and it's such a positive atmosphere? I think that is important.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're right on track. Don't you think?
Yeah.
It's going well.
No, that was actually my answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
I'm glad
going
she said that
well.
rather than like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
No, yeah, everyone's working really well together. Like you said, you've stopped in some rehearsals and
Oh,
people
yes.
are smiling.
It's yeah. And I can tell within 5 minutes if a rehearsal's going well or not, just by watching people's body language and stuff. And everyone's really happy.
We haven't had a bad rehearsal. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. Good.
But it's been very positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So Christmas season, holiday season is so busy for everybody, right? Why should folks take the time to come see this? Why should this be, a must-do for their holiday season?
Because it's awesome.
It's amazing.
It is amazing, and Technicolor.
Right. But I mean, let's dig in. Like, what are they gonna? I mean, we never know what the audience is gonna get out of the show. But why should they spend their?
Everyone can come. I have 2 little 4-year-old neighbors
Right.
that are going to come with their moms
Right.
because it's entertaining enough to keep even littles
Yeah,
and grown-ups entertained.
Very
Go,
kid-friendly.
goes.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
the whole family can come.
Well, it's also fun to see kids up on stage too.
Yes.
Maybe I could do that one day.
And the story is about family and forgiveness and reconciliation, and
Right.
those are all positive
Right.
holiday
So even though it's a biblical story, it's very timely, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. Anything else there? You know, why should folks?
Yeah, I agree with everything. Our cast is multi-generational, which is really fun to see
Right.
all of them interact. There's people who were in it with me as adults that are in it again as adults, so it's just really cool to see
Right.
them come up again.
Right. And we've been talking about this for a long time, and I remember before auditions, I was really concerned that we wouldn't get enough men to come out. Because you need, how many guys? 15 at least?
Yeah, about, yeah.
About?
They're so good.
And boy, we got some really good young men and,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
There's so
older
much
men.
talent.
And
There really was. I had the same, because I haven't done Billings Studio Theater
Right,
before, I was
right.
like, oh, that's going to be a hard one to get that many
Right.
men on that caliber of talent. And she
well,
got them.
and,
Yeah.
and,
She
and in the
got 'em.
past, we've struggled at times getting men to come out, but we're, knock on wood, once again, we
Yeah.
seem to be doing well with that.
Yeah, casting
all really
was
good.
very difficult because it was just so much talent that I kept going back and
Oh
forth.
yeah, you could have
That was
gone.
the callbacks for Joseph when I heard
Yeah.
them all singing.
Yeah.
I left thinking, I have no idea who she's going to cast. They're all so good.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Good. Yeah, and same for Narrator. I mean, boy, it was competitive for those,
Truly.
you know, those two leads. And this is kind of a piggyback question. Why is this a good holiday show? Just the message, you think, or
I think so.
because it's not a Christmas show per se, but
Right. It feels very warm. And yeah, with all the different genres of music, it's kind of like an escape if you're wanting to get away from the cold or go do some family
Right.
activity, because there's not a lot
right.
to do that you can include the whole family very much.
Right.
And this is falling right around the holidays, right around Thanksgiving. You might have family coming into town and you can take them and see it.
Right. And again, that's kind of why we wanted to do those Saturday matinees, so it wasn't too late for kids, you know. So lots of opportunity to go. Let's talk about some of those different musical stylings. My next question, do you have a favorite number in the show? But I thought we could talk about, and without giving too much away, what are some different styles of music that's covered in this, in Joseph?
Yeah, as you had mentioned, there's jazz in there.
Right.
There's more like contemporary lyrical movements
Right.
that we had to include.
Right. Country Western.
Country Western, yeah,
Right.
that's thrown in there.
Yeah, Jamaican.
Yeah, there's some French also.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
I love Canaan Days. Yeah.
It's very fun.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So, put you on the spot. Do you have a favorite number?
I do. Is it giving it away if I say
I don't know what you're going to say. So.
Pharaoh,
Oh,
Elvis?
I think most people
Okay.
are.
Yeah.
That one I love. I love Close Every Door
Yeah.
when Joseph gets to sing his ballad.
Yeah.
I love that one. My kids love the hoedown.
Yeah, yeah. That's
We
the
call it
country
the
Western.
hoedown.
Yeah, that's what we call it too.
Okay.
It's all good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Brianna, do you have a,
I think
at
mine's
this
been,
point, a number that?
mine's been changing a lot.
Good.
Just as we add more and more and seeing it all together. So I don't know. I don't have one right now. But
Okay. All right.
yeah.
All right.
It's like telling her to pick her favorite child.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't want
It's
to.
all
Yeah. And I know we're going to leave people out, but the Pharaoh, Adam Pope, I think he's new to BST stage as well. He's
Yeah.
playing the Pharaoh. Brittany, obviously you said this is your first venture with us. Full disclosure, my son, Hayden Visser, is Joseph.
He's so good.
Thank you. Yeah, I hear it downstairs all the time. He's a freshman
Him
in
practicing.
in college. But he hasn't done a ton. So, it is kind of a not super well-known cast, which is exciting, getting some
Fresh
new
names.
folks up on stage that maybe our audiences haven't seen as much, which is great. Brianna, this one's more for you. We talk about your production team. Who's really been helping you out. We'll kind of give a shout out to some of these people.
Yeah. So first of all, I'd like to say Norma Sitton, an incredible woman.
Yes, she is.
She is our assistant director.
Right.
And I think she's only missed one rehearsal so far, but
Oh,
she's
yeah.
always there,
Yeah.
always present. She has a
Yeah.
candy bowl.
Yeah, kids love her.
Yeah.
They do. She
Yeah.
does a great job with the
Yeah.
kids, yeah.
She really does.
Yeah.
Sarah McManus is our choreographer. She and I have
So
really
good.
been, yes, she is.
Right.
We've really been tag teaming because it's all music, so the
Right.
line between blocking and choreography is very thin.
Right.
So we'll go in and I'll be like, okay, this is what I have, now you, and then
Right.
she'll do a little bit, and then we'll go back and forth like that.
Well, and normally in musicals, you kind of get a break, air quotes, with a dialogue scene where you know you don't have to worry about the singing and the choreo. But in this, you don't. It's all pretty much singing and choreo.
Go, go, go.
Yeah, go Joseph. Right? Good. How about music-wise? Who's helping you with music?
Yeah, we kind of stole the senior high music department for this show.
They're so good.
Well done.
They
Well
are
done.
so good.
Yeah, so we have Rochelle Sitton as our music director. She's doing a really awesome job.
Yes.
And she pulled in Jacoby Holt to kind of lead the charge on different styles
Right.
and dynamics and everything. So he's been up there conducting as she's playing,
Right,
and they
right.
both give notes a lot and work really well together.
Fantastic.
And
Now,
he can sing any part from the bass to the top soprano.
yeah, I was listening to one
It's
rehearsal.
amazing.
Does he have perfect pitch? He can just
I asked him that too.
he just sings anything and
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
spot
honestly.
on. Sounds like it anyway. Are we doing live music for this? Are we going to do tracks? How are you going to do that?
Yeah, we're gonna have a live band.
What? That's exciting.
Yeah, I think we have 5 pieces in the band. Rochelle will be down there conducting.
Okay.
So it's very exciting.
So we're creating this whole thing right in front of the audience's eyes. That's great. How about costumes? What's happening with costumes?
Yeah, Miranda Fow,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, Miranda Fow. She is our amazing costumer.
She is, yeah.
She works at Billings Studio
Yeah.
Theater, so she has a good handle on
Yeah.
the endless costumes they have in the
Right.
basement there. But she's really creating a lot of them too.
Yeah, she's our costume shop manager, and you're lucky to get her. She's amazing as a costumer.
She really is, and she's so nice.
Yeah,
I know,
she
she's
is.
darling.
Yeah,
She is.
she's
So, and there's some challenges. The Dreamcoat has to be right. I mean, there's certain costume pieces. The Pharaoh, not to give too much away, you kind of have to do the thing there. Yeah, she's doing great. How about set-wise?
set is being built by Jana Lindy.
Right.
And she's just awesome too. She
Yeah.
comes in with all these ideas, and I'm
Yep.
like, yes, yes, yes.
But you can't have a ton of set pieces, right?
True.
Because you got, how many did you say were in your cast?
There's about 40.
40, yeah. So that's we don't have a huge stage.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
got to get, so what locations will we visit in this thing?
So in this, we're visiting Canaan,
Right.
where Jacob and his sons
Right.
live. There's kind of a little bit like away from Canaan,
Right?
and then we move into Potiphar. So
Right.
he's kind of the villain of our show,
Right,
and then we go from his place to Egypt.
right. Where, yeah, we don't want to give too much away,
No.
but yeah, okay, good. So there is some movement there. Good. All right, did we forget anybody production-wise? I think we got, props. Maybe we talk about props and puppets.
Yeah, so we have Samantha Pfeiffer and Ash McRae. They're doing props and puppets.
Right.
So I really wanted to include puppets in the show,
Right.
especially with kids.
Now, when you did this 20 years ago or whatever, were puppets included, or was that kind of something that you brought to the table, or?
Originally, there's only like one puppet, technically. There's a bit with a snake. But theirs wasn't actually a puppet. They just brought out a toy snake. And so I really wanted to bring the element of
Oh, very good.
puppets into this.
Very good. Yeah, good. Yeah, I think we got everybody. If not, we apologize. I think we covered everybody.
Well, and Brianna is doing such an amazing job.
She is. This is
She
a lot.
really is
This
doing
a lot
an
to
amazing
juggle.
job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, Brianna, we should have done this before. Tell us about your kind of history in theater and drama. You have a theater degree, correct?
I do, yeah. So I studied here at Rocky Mountain College
Right.
with Jamie C. Green.
Right.
Got my degree in theater performance. From there, I was actually touring with the Missoula Children's Theater for a while.
Okay.
I worked in Virginia City with the illustrious Virginia
Right,
City Players.
Right.
Yeah, and then coming back, I kind of decided I want to stay here, so looking more into developing theater in the community here.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, one word to summarize the show. You can only pick one. Choose wisely. No.
For me, I would take it from Joseph's angle and say enduring. He endures a lot.
Yeah, good. I like that. I like that. Brianna, how about you?
I think my word would be uplifting.
Why did you pick that that word?
I think just from all that Joseph endures, in the end, there's really like a positive that comes out of it.
Right. Very good. All right, what else do we need to know about this show? Anything else you can think of?
Well, it's definitely worth watching, maybe even multiple times.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of life lessons in there. Right. There is, like we talked about, like the forgiveness and stuff, but as I was reflecting, about the idea, I thought of, sometimes it does take years for us to recognize the purpose and the blessing of a trial that we may face.
Right. We kind of wish it away rather than...
Yeah, and just history could be very different if Joseph's brothers were nicer. Like, things may not have happened.
Now, biblically, Joseph, how old is he at the beginning of the...
He's about 17.
17 at the end?
He's about 40.
40,
yeah.
Right? And in the musical, it's condensed, but so that is definitely kind of
a lot of years
span
of trials.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, I think people, if they've seen this show a bunch of times, I think they'll love it. It's kind of like visiting with an old friend. It's familiar. I think we're doing our own thing, but we're not radically changing what it is, you know. But to me, it's so exciting for people who've never seen it. Children or folks who have just, whatever reason, never saw this. I think it works both ways. So, and as you said, totally family friendly. There's nothing. There's one scene where, I don't want to give it away, but it's fine. It's good. It's good.
It's more PG than the.
Oh yes, for sure,
than
for
the
sure.
TV version.
There's some goat violence, but we'll be okay there too. So I think I'm comfortable saying family friendly for everybody.
Oh yeah.
Well, good. Thank you so much, and come out to see this show. It's amazing. Oh, one other announcement I kind of forgot to mention. As a thank you to our patrons and all the folks who support us, we're going to do a movie night at the Babcock Theater. This one's coming up on December the 17th, so just a couple days after Joseph closes. Haven't decided it's going to be Home Alone or Christmas Story or something like that. So watch our website, etc., for more details there. So thank you so much, Brittany and Brianna, for spending some time with us today. And once again, I want to thank the Billings Cultural Partners, Community 7, for allowing us to come and talk. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.